Welcome to Wealthy Minds, where we delve into the books that can transform your life and work. Today, we're exploring Drive, the surprising truth about what motivates us by Daniel Pink, a groundbreaking work that challenges conventional wisdom about motivation and offers a new path to achieving excellence. Chapter 1: The Puzzling Puzzles of Intrinsic Motivation. Think back to your childhood. Remember the joy of building Lego castles, drawing fantastical creatures, or losing yourself in a captivating story. You weren't driven by grades, money, or external rewards. You were fueled by pure, unadulterated intrinsic motivation, the inherent satisfaction of the activity itself. For decades, we've been operating under the assumption that carrots and sticks, rewards and punishments, are the primary drivers of human behavior. But groundbreaking research by scientists like Harry Harlow and Edward Deci revealed a third drive: intrinsic motivation. Harry Harlow quoted, "The performance of the task provided intrinsic reward." Their experiments showed that when we're intrinsically motivated, we tap into a wellspring of energy, creativity, and persistence. Edward Deci said, "When money is used as an external reward for some activity, the subjects lose intrinsic interest for the activity." This means that relying solely on external motivators can actually backfire, diminishing performance and undermining our inherent drive to excel. Edward Deci added, "Human beings have an inherent tendency to seek out novelty and challenges, to extend and exercise their capacities, to explore, and to learn." Real-life scenario: imagine a young entrepreneur launching a sustainable fashion startup. She's not driven by the sole pursuit of profit. Her intrinsic motivation stems from her passion for creating eco-conscious clothing that makes a positive impact on the environment. This purpose-driven approach attracts like-minded individuals, fostering a culture of creativity and innovation that drives the company's success. Chapter 2: The Cracks in Motivation 2.0. Our society, our businesses, and our schools are still largely governed by Motivation 2.0, a system built on extrinsic rewards and punishments. This system, while effective for routine tasks in the industrial era, is struggling to keep pace with the demands of the 21st century. Daniel Pink said the way to improve performance, increase productivity, and encourage excellence is to reward the good and punish the bad. We're living in a world that increasingly demands creativity, innovation, and the ability to solve complex, non-routine problems. In this new landscape, Motivation 2.0 is proving to be incompatible. Daniel also said open source depends on intrinsic motivation with the same ferocity that older business models rely on extrinsic motivation. Think about the rise of open-source software, Wikipedia, and countless other collaborative projects fueled by intrinsic motivation. They demonstrate the power of tapping into our inherent desire to contribute and create, without relying on external rewards. Daniel Pink mentioned that the central tenets of Motivation 2.0 may actually impair performance of the heuristic, right brain work on which modern economies depend. Real-life scenario: a large corporation, struggling to innovate, implements a performance-based bonus system to motivate its employees. However, this inadvertently creates a culture of fear and competition, stifling creativity and collaboration. Employees become more focused on securing their bonus than on contributing to the company's long-term success. Chapter 3: The 7 Deadly Flaws of Carrots and Sticks. Extrinsic rewards are not inherently evil, but relying on them as the primary motivator can lead to a host of unintended consequences. Let's examine the 7 deadly flaws of if-then rewards. They can extinguish intrinsic motivation. When we're rewarded for doing something we already enjoy, it can shift our focus from the inherent satisfaction of the activity to the external reward, ultimately diminishing our intrinsic motivation. They can diminish performance. Studies have shown that offering rewards for creative tasks can actually lead to decreased performance, as the pressure to achieve the reward narrows our focus and inhibits our ability to think outside the box. They can crush creativity. Creativity thrives on freedom and exploration. If then rewards, with their emphasis on achieving a specific outcome, can stifle our natural curiosity and willingness to experiment. They can crowd out good behavior. When we're incentivized to act ethically, it can undermine our inherent desire to do good for its own sake, turning a moral obligation into a mere transaction. They can encourage cheating, shortcuts, and unethical behavior. When the pressure to achieve a reward is high, it can tempt us to cut corners, compromise our values, and engage in unethical behavior to reach the desired outcome. They can become addictive. Extrinsic rewards, like addictive substances, can trigger a dopamine rush in the brain, leading to a cycle of craving and dependence. We may need ever-increasing rewards to maintain the same level of motivation. They can foster short-term thinking. Rewards, by their very nature, focus our attention on the immediate payoff. This can lead to short-sighted decisions that prioritize quick wins over long-term goals and sustainability. Daniel Pink said rewards can perform a weird sort of behavioral alchemy. They can transform an interesting task into a drudge. They can turn play into work. Edward Deci quoted careful consideration of reward effects reported in 128 experiments leads to the conclusion that tangible rewards tend to have a substantially negative effect on intrinsic motivation. And orally added in 8 of the 9 tasks we examined across the 3 experiments, higher incentives led to worse performance. Real-life scenario: a school implements a reading program where students earn pizza parties for reading a certain number of books. While reading initially increases, students become less interested in exploring books for their own enjoyment, focusing solely on reaching the pizza threshold. This extrinsic motivator undermines their love of reading and their desire to learn. Chapter 4: When Carrots and Sticks Actually Work. While the flaws of extrinsic motivators are undeniable, they are not inherently evil. There are specific circumstances where they can be effective, particularly for routine, rule-based tasks that lack intrinsic appeal. Edward Deci said rewards do not undermine people's intrinsic motivation for dull tasks because there is little or no intrinsic motivation to be undermined. In these situations, offering a small, unexpected now-that reward after the task is complete can provide a boost in morale without diminishing intrinsic motivation. He added if tangible rewards are given unexpectedly to people after they have finished a task, the rewards are less likely to be experienced as the reason for doing the task and are thus less likely to be detrimental to intrinsic motivation. It's important to emphasize that these rewards should be offered as a genuine expression of appreciation, not as a manipulation tactic. Teresa Amabile added the highest levels of creativity were produced by subjects who received a reward as a kind. Real-life scenario: a team of data analysts is tasked with compiling a large volume of financial data for an annual report. This task, while essential, is highly repetitive and offers little intrinsic motivation. The manager, recognizing this, surprises the team with a catered lunch after they successfully complete the project. This unexpected gesture of appreciation acknowledges their hard work without hindering intrinsic motivation, as the task itself offered little intrinsic appeal. Chapter 5: The Power of Type I Behavior. In a world increasingly demanding creativity, innovation, and purpose-driven action, understanding the distinction between Type X and Type I behavior is crucial. Type X behavior is fueled by extrinsic motivation, focused on external rewards and validation. Type I behavior, on the other hand, is driven by intrinsic motivation, centered on the inherent satisfaction of the activity itself. Daniel Pink said Type I behavior is fueled more by intrinsic desires than extrinsic ones. It concerns itself less with the external rewards to which an activity leads, and more with the inherent satisfaction of the activity itself. Type I individuals are more likely to be engaged, creative, and persistent, leading to higher levels of performance and personal fulfillment. He added Type I to almost always outperform Type XS in the long run. While we're not fixed in either category, creating environments that foster autonomy, mastery, and purpose can help us cultivate Type I behavior within ourselves and our teams. Daniel further quoted, "Type I behavior is a renewable resource. Think of Type X behavior as coal and Type I behavior as the sun." Real-life scenario: a tech company seeking to attract and retain top talent implements a 20% time policy, allowing employees to dedicate 1 day a week to pursuing projects of their own choosing. This autonomy unleashes their creativity and passion, resulting in groundbreaking innovations like Gmail and Google News. Chapter 6: The Art of Autonomy. Autonomy is not about working in isolation or rejecting all forms of structure. It's about having control over key aspects of our work: what we do, when we do it, how we do it, and with whom we do it. Daniel Pink said the idea of management is built on certain assumptions about the basic natures of those being managed. It presumes that to take action or move forward, we need a prod that, absent a reward or punishment, would remain happily and inertly in place. Research has shown that providing employees with autonomy over these 4 T's leads to increased engagement, creativity, and productivity. Daniel Pink mentioned that autonomous motivation promotes greater conceptual understanding, better grades, enhanced persistence at school and in sporting activities, higher productivity, less burnout, and greater levels of psychological well-being. This means that shifting from a culture of control to a culture of autonomy can be a game-changer for organizations. Callie Ressler said in the past, work was defined primarily by putting in time and secondarily on getting results. We need to flip that model. Real-life scenario: a design agency seeking to foster a more creative and collaborative environment, eliminates strict work hours and allows designers to choose the projects they're most passionate about. They also encourage them to form their own teams based on shared interests and skills. This newfound autonomy leads to a surge in innovation and a more fulfilling work experience for everyone. Chapter 7: The Path to Mastery. Mastery is the desire to get better and better at something that matters to us. It's about pursuing excellence, not perfection. It's a journey, not a destination. And it's fueled by the joy of flow. Daniel Pink said the highest, most satisfying experiences in people's lives were when they were in flow. Flow is that state of deep engagement and complete absorption in a challenging yet meaningful task. It's where time seems to fly by, and we feel energized and fully alive. He added, mastery of sports, music, business, requires effort, difficult, painful, excruciating, all-consuming effort, over a long time, not a week or a month, but a decade. Mastery requires dedication, grit, and a willingness to embrace the challenges that push us beyond our comfort zones. It's not always easy or fun, but the rewards are immense. Daniel Pink said mastery is an asymptote. You can approach it. You can home in on it. You can get really, really, really close to it. But you can never touch it. Real-life scenario: a chef, driven by the desire to master the art of culinary creation, dedicates years to honing his skills. He experiments with new flavors, seeks mentorship from renowned chefs, and constantly pushes himself to refine his techniques. This relentless pursuit of mastery leads him to open a Michelin-starred restaurant, where his culinary creations delight and inspire diners from around the world. Chapter 8: The Purpose Motive. We are meaning-seeking creatures. We yearn to connect our work to a cause greater than ourselves. Purpose maximization, alongside profit maximization, is becoming increasingly vital for organizations to attract and engage a new generation seeking meaning and impact. Daniel Pink said the most deeply motivated people, not to mention those who are most productive and satisfied, hitch their desires to a cause larger than themselves. Motivation 3.0 embraces this purpose motive, recognizing that aligning profit with a higher purpose can lead to both financial success and a better world. He also added that Motivation 2.0 centered on profit maximization. Motivation 3.0 doesn't reject profits, but it places equal emphasis on purpose maximization. This means that businesses and organizations have a responsibility to articulate their purpose and to create environments where employees can contribute to something meaningful. Daniel Pink mentioned that spending money on other people, or on a cause, can actually increase our subjective well-being. Real-life scenario: a global tech company, recognizing the importance of purpose, launches a social impact initiative where employees can dedicate a portion of their time to volunteering and supporting non-profit organizations. This not only benefits the community but also increases employee engagement and fosters a sense of pride and purpose within the company. Drive challenges us to rethink our approach to motivation, both in our personal lives and in the organizations we lead. By embracing the principles of autonomy, mastery, and purpose, we can unlock a new era of engagement, creativity, and fulfillment. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you'll continue to explore the power of intrinsic motivation and its ability to transform your life and work. Remember, the drive to achieve greatness lies within each of us. It's time to unleash it. If this narrative helps you to improve, kindly like and subscribe, as we will bring more valuable and practical content to you.